Hi, my name's Erica and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today's video is going to be a studio vlog. In today's video, we're going to seam up an old sweater that I worked on, block it, see what the final product looks like. I work on a little bit of a flop of a project in a beanie, and then I did sprinkle throughout this video some random little tidbits here and there, like a mukbang with Devin that we had, and just some other fun things. So I hope you enjoy, and with that, let's jump right into the vlog. Hi, what's today? Today is Tuesday, and I'm clearly in my comfy cozies. I've taken a shower and I just wanted to work on a sweater with you guys today. I'm really craving working on more like not amigurumi plushies just for a few days, because the 40 plushie challenge and then the Woobles review video that I just made really took it out of me. My wrist is even kind of hurting, so I am going to take the day off from just crocheting, like full crocheting, but I can't totally stay away. I am gonna work on seaming together some sweater pieces that I've worked on. That won't hurt my, it's like right here that's kind of hurting. And I really wanna work on this rainbow Tunisian crochet scarf. It's called the Mesa hat and scarf pattern by TL Yarn Crafts. And I have the pattern, I have the yarn, I just never got around to it. And it's actually like the perfect combination for this time of year. Actually, this is kind of the only time of year it makes sense. Although it kind of doesn't, because it's a scarf and a hat. You'll see. I'll show you what I'm talking about when the time comes, but we're not there yet. We're actually gonna work on the sweater together now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on that right now. So we're doing a little bit of a mukbang here. We're not gonna film the whole time we're eating, but we did go get, why is this facing down like that? But we are gonna try a new place. Devin went and picked up dinner for us. Stop, wait! We got the curry tonkatsu. The other thing that I love, and Devin comes with me to do, even though he's not as big of a foodie, I love eating new food, and so we're trying this Japanese curry place that's right down the street. And we've got our soleils right there. This is also our favorite drink. Soleils. I feel like I'm on The Bachelor. Shishito peppers, which I've already bitten out of. And oh my gosh, the cats are crazy. And a mango habanero sauce. And it is delicious. I would not imagine this going with curry, but it's very tasty. The salad is really good too. It's like a ginger vinaigrette, I think. So how was your day? Our friends would like to know how your day was.
Oh!
Now let's try the actual star of the show. It does come with some fukujin zuke, which if you know, you know. That is like my favorite part of the curry. Pickled radish? What is it? It's radish, right?
I have no idea.
I think it's radish. It's fukujin zuke. And it's delish. And they also sell it at like Mitsuwa. And then we've got a curry sauce here, and we're gonna just dump this right on over.
Well, wait for me.
Okay, I'll wait for you. Really good tonkatsu is hard to come by. The best tonkatsu I've ever had in my life was in Japan, in Tokyo. It's like flaky, and it's almost got like this lightness and this airiness to it. So the other thing Devin and I don't like when we go out to eat tonkatsu is when it's super fatty. Like, not like a little bit of fat. A little bit of fat is good for that mouthfeel, but like super fatty, we are not fans of that. So let's see how this one is. Are you ready? Nice little bite here. Cheers.
That's pretty good. You don't like it?
No, I do. The curry flavor is kind of interesting. I like the tonkatsu. The curry is good, but it's not great. It's a little bitter. That's what's throwing me off a little bit. Mom, if you're watching this, you make the best curry. So that's probably what it is.
She does make good curry.
Competition is stiff. Well, I think that's enough. I did enjoy this. This was a good little break in the crochet content. Thank you for your participation. Here's the sweater seamed together for the most part. I've done the sleeves, the sides, and everything is attached. Obviously, you can kind of tell my tension was not perfect throughout, and this one looks, there's a little bit of a knot there that I've got to figure out how to fix. This is unblocked, by the way, so it is hopefully going to be a little more drapey once it's blocked, but I do think it's kind of interesting that like it came out with quite a wide boat neck. I still have to add the collar on. I don't know if I'm gonna follow the actual directions from the pattern to sew the collar on or if I might crochet it on directly, but this is the first pullover sweater that I've made that actually fits me. In the past, I've really only made cardigans and I'm pretty proud of it. I would say it turned out for the most part good. Obviously, I've got tons of ends to weave in. My stitching is by no means perfect, but you know, it's a good first wearable, I would say, for 2025 and a good first pullover. What do you guys think? I do love the sleeves. They're almost like ballooning out a little bit. I am pretty happy with the way that I ended up fixing this super wide boat neck. That was not looking that great when I had tried it on earlier, but I just did a back loop only single crochet for 4 different rows plus the 1 row to attach my yarn, and I think it actually turned out really cute. I'm gonna block this and I will show you the final product. Time for a bath for the sweater. We had to bring it down to storage to block it because we don't have the room in our little apartment. We'll be back to check on you soon. Bye. Hi friends, it's been a couple days since I last checked in. I think last I had just blocked my sweater and that is still down in storage. I had to take it down to storage. There was no room in my house to leave the sweater blocked for multiple days and I imagine it's gonna take some time to dry. So before the end of the vlog, we will go down and get it and make sure it's dried and try it on together. But for today, it's Friday night and I am so excited. This is a much needed weekend. This was a good long week work-wise and just personally it was a long week, so I'm looking forward to just having some cozy time. It's kind of rainy where I live and that makes for perfect stay-at-home weather, and I have a new project that I want to start working on this weekend. It is the Mesa hat and scarf by TL Yarn Crafts, and I mentioned this in my 25 patterns I want to make in 2025 video. I really want to get into Tunisian crochet this year, at least try it out. I did start on this project at some point and then for some reason I got distracted and just stopped doing it altogether. So tonight is the night that we revisit it. But before we do all that, I did want to do a little bit of a Target haul, like not really, it's like one thing, maybe 2. So I went to Target this afternoon. I got stuff to make dinner and I also stopped by the book section and I got this book called The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I'm super curious if any of you guys have read it or if you're into book reading. I have always liked reading books, but I have not always been consistent with reading. There was one point probably in my 20s where I would only read fiction. Okay, I'm only 31, but still I say that like I'm like late 30s, but I guess earlier in my 20s, like 25-ish, I would read only nonfiction self-help books, and then eventually I rediscovered fiction, which is what I loved reading as a kid, and ever since then I have definitely been more into fiction than nonfiction. I usually rent books from my public library, but the last few that I've rented have kind of just been misses, and this was really just a spur of the moment buy. So I'm super curious if any of you guys have read this book. I'm really into like suspense thrillers, so if you have any recommendations, also let me know in the comments down below. But maybe I can let you guys know how this book is going for me in my next vlog. I am a super slow reader though, so it might be a little while before you hear from me. I know that we had my mukbang the other night with Devin and we ate curry, and I just wanted to show you guys the actual curry that I do like to make. So this is golden curry and I got this from Target. Usually I just put potatoes, carrots, onion, and chicken in it, and I think this is the same one that my mom uses, but we're not gonna make this tonight. I just kind of wanted to show you guys what curry I actually do use in case you guys wanted to make some Japanese curry for yourself. But tonight I am gonna make this recipe that I saw on TikTok. It's on the account Joe Times Fitness, so I'm guessing it's Joe's TikTok account, and he makes meal prep recipes but Asian, and he's got this really yummy looking gochujang chicken that I want to make, and then he has like a steamed spinach on the side over some white rice. I have not been cooking lately. I used to be really into cooking as well. My life's just mostly been taken over by crochet, like reading, cooking, all the things went out the window, and I've been really bad. I've just been buying food out all the time. Devin's also a bad influence. If you're watching this, Bubs, you're a bad influence. I want to cook this tonight because I was on TikTok and I just saw the recipe. It looked really good. I wanted to give it a try. So let's make some dinner and then we're going to crochet or Tunisian crochet and watch Love is Blind. Chicken, kimchi, some spinach. I don't know how to say the name, but that is the meal. Oh, hello. Hi. I just finished eating. That was pretty good. I am now gonna start working on my Mesa hat and scarf. I thought when I purchased the yarn, I got all this yarn I needed to make the full set, but it turns out I did not. I don't know what I was doing. But I got this really pretty facets yarn from Michaels, and it looks like the Lion brand Landscapes yarn. It's kind of like the loops and threads version of the Lion brand landscape yarn. And then this one is the light purple. Again, they don't really have their colors. So I'm using a light purple and then the rainbow to make the Mesa hat and scarf. And then I have these Tunisian crochet hooks that my mom got me for Christmas a couple years ago. I haven't gotten around to using them really, so I'm super excited to try this out. These are just the Clover bamboo Tunisian crochet hooks. I think I'm gonna just start with the hat for tonight, and then I will go to Michael's and get some more if this project is successful, but I'm gonna have to watch a video tutorial. It looks like she actually has a video tutorial for the hat, which is perfect because I am a very beginner at Tunisian crochet. I have no experience, and I like to watch videos personally when I don't know how to do something. Oh, and I forgot to say, for those of you who are not familiar with Tunisian crochet and what it is similar to crochet in that you're using just one hook, but kind of similar to knitting in that you are using an interchangeable cable, and you are attaching said cable to your hook. You're putting a stopper down at the end, and it almost creates this like waffle knit pattern. It creates a much thicker fabric than than crochet does, and knitting as well. So it does eat up quite a bit of yarn from my little tiny experience that I had and from what I've seen on TL Yarn Crafts Tony's channel. That's what she said before. But yeah, it just creates really beautiful patterns. It's a little bit different, and it's honestly really satisfying to do from the very little bit that I did. So I will show you the process when I get rolling and start learning how to do it. Hopefully it goes well. Wish me luck. So it turns out actually that I just have to make the ribbing with a regular crochet hook in a 4mm hook size. So I thought I would talk to you guys about why I said it was important to make this beanie at this time of year. So a long time ago, I had this idea to make this hat beanie this beanie scarf combo with these colorways, and I bought like 2 skeins, clearly not really knowing what I was doing. I just loved the way this yarn looked and wanted to figure something out to make with it. So I did that, but then as I'm looking at the colors, I think that they're an interesting combo for a hat and scarf because they kind of look like spring, but spring is hopefully the time of year where you stop needing the hat and scarf so much. So I feel like this window in time is the perfect timing to make this scarf and beanie. It is March, almost April, the perfect time to wear a rainbow beanie. You could wear it in winter, of course, but I just think right before Easter when it's still a little bit chilly, still a little bit crappy out, perfect time. So that's why I was inspired to make this pattern next. And like I said, I'm a little burnt out on amigurumi for now, just after the 40 plushie challenge and then the Woobles review I just did. I just wanted to make something that was not 3D. Obviously it's 3D, but it's flat, right? So, okay, now I'm really gonna go work on my stuff and then I'll be back to check in. So I have finished the ribbing up, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a single crochet back loop only rib, and then I've got everything on my Tunisian crochet hook. So I'm super excited to actually start using this yarn now. Shush! Okay, so It is the next day. I've made a little bit of progress on this beanie. It is looking really cool. I'm going to record a little bit of what the progress actually looks like for Tunisian crochet, but I am having a lot of fun. It's very different from regularly crocheting, and this is what the back ends up looking like. So in Tunisian crochet, there is a right and a wrong side. I am getting a little bit nervous because I made the ribbing at first and I looked at how big it was and it looked really small, and I also saw comments on the pattern saying, well, the YouTube pattern, that the beanie was really small. So I added quite a few extra stitches, but I'm still feeling like it may be a little small. I'm gonna just try to trust the process and hope that it will fit me. But I love how this yarn looks. This is the Facets yarn from Michaels. And speaking of Michaels, I did go there this morning because I wanted to make the matching scarf and I knew I didn't have enough yarn. So I wanted to do a mini haul because I got something else too. Michaels was doing their 40% off sale right now, and so I did get one more skein of the Facets yarn, and then I got 2 more skeins of the Impeccable acrylic yarn. It does look quite a bit darker than the old version of this. I know the dye lots are different, but I mean, that's a lot darker, so it'll be fine as long as it's not in the same garment. So gonna try to just use this for the beanie. Hopefully it turns out cute. And then I actually picked up this Wool Ease in the worsted weight. I have not yet tried this, and this is in the color Blush Heather. I love Wool Ease Thick and Quick, so I did want to give this one a shot. And what I'm going to use this yarn for is the striped sweater that I mentioned in the 25 things I want to crochet. I mentioned that I purchased the Wool Ease Air yarn and had no idea what to do with it. So I have these 3. I tried to Tunisian crochet with this and I just don't really like how it looked. What I don't like about this yarn is you can really see the thread through. But on the front side, you could not. Obviously, this was Tunisian crochet, so I guess I should have expected that. But I'm going to try doing that knitted sweater instead. And so I have these 3 colors here. This is called Buttercup Sage, and I don't know what the pink is called, but I have the pink. And I got the, like I said, Wool Ease yarn to be like the base color in the striped sweater. And I think it's going to look really cute. These are my 4 colors for that sweater. I wanted to just stock up now because it was 40% off, but it is not even funny, the yarn that I have, like the stash that I have and the complete disorganization and disarray that is the closet and the storage unit. So I gotta rein this in and start making some scrap yarn projects, but how could you say no to 40% off? And this was on the list of things that I want to make for 2025. And I'm excited to knit something up and try knitting another sweater up. That's the haul. Let me start crocheting again on my hat and I will show you guys a little bit of the process. Okay, this vlog has been all over the place. I am sorry. I was not the best at continuously vlogging throughout the week. I had kind of a sporadic week where I was out and about with some friends or I wasn't feeling that great this week at certain points, and so I kind of just took it easy and worked on my projects whenever I could, and so I didn't record as much as I would have liked, but I did want to show you my finished work and all of the progress that I did make throughout the week. Okay, so first let's start with the win. We'll start with the good and then we'll go to the bad. So the sweater is finished being blocked and it looks so nice after blocking it. I wet blocked it like I said, and I think that worked really well for this wool acrylic blend. I was wondering if it was going to work because obviously acrylic, you usually use heat. Well, not too much heat, but a little bit of heat with the steam. But it worked because this was majority wool. It was 55% wool, 45% acrylic. So let me go put this on and show you guys what the final sweater looked like. So here is the finished sweater. I think it came out really, really cute. Honestly, I am very proud of it. I just want to remind everybody that I have not been somebody that makes a lot of wearables. I've only made a handful of wearables so far in my crochet career, and so I'm pretty proud of this. There are, of course, things that I wish that I did better or differently, like the way that I joined in yarn on this one, I didn't love. I don't know if you can see that there are, I'm going to see if I can find a point where it happened. On the back, you can kind of see it. What I did to join in the yarn was I knotted it and then I weaved over the ends, and it's been a while since I've had to join yarn in for a wearable. And so I feel like I just kind of winged it, and I don't love how it turned out. So next time I will be paying better attention to how I join in my yarn. But overall, I am really, really happy with it. I love the like balloon sleeves on this. I think it looks very cute and feminine. And yeah, this sweater did give me a little bit of a hard time though. Like I messed up multiple times on, I had to redo it. I had to redo the panels like 3 or 4 times, and at the end, I was just over it. I kind of just winged it and made the panels like the same length instead of following whatever the pattern said. So that wasn't fun, but I'm super happy with how it turned out. And hi Moon, I am gonna try that next pattern that I talked about in my 25 patterns I wanna make in 2025. This was sweater number 34, by the way, by Daisy and Peace. Okay, so this was the win. I do want to just show you this because I had this in a video a while ago, and it's actually my mom's birthday present. I didn't include this in the vlog, but it is finished. I just finished weaving in the ends. Her birthday is tomorrow, but I'm not gonna see her until, I don't know, like a month or 2 from now. But I did finish this by her birthday. So here it is. This is the 6-day Superstar blanket, and I know I showed it in my story time video, but I didn't get to show like the sheer magnitude of how big this thing is. And obviously I'm really gravitating towards these green colors, but yeah, I really love how this project turned out as well. Didn't have any issues with the weaving in of the ends on that one. And then I saved the worst for last, unfortunately. So this beanie that I made, let me see. This beanie that I made was the Mesa hat from TL Yarn Crafts. And I don't know what happened. It turned out so small. I will show you just so you can have a good laugh. I can't put this on the internet. It's so bad. I don't know what went wrong. Actually I do know what went wrong. So I looked at the comments when I first started making this hat, and I saw people say that it turned out a little bit small. So I added about 10 extra stitches, and I thought that that would be sufficient because when I measured it, it measured how wide her finished hat was, but it is clearly still way, way, way too small. And when I went back and read other people's comments again, I noticed that a lot of people said it was extremely small. So I probably should have taken the time to read through those comments, but it did turn out cute, just doesn't fit on my head. So I'll probably just throw a pom-pom on it and sell it at one of my markets for an affordable price. I don't know. I don't know. It's not my proudest work. I do think it will look very cute on a kid or somebody, but I don't know. I forgot to mention, I know I talked about making a scarf as well to go with this beanie, and I went and bought the yarn to do that, but after I was like working this up, I just was not loving the color combination and the way that it was working up. I was picturing the rainbow to be like a lot more vibrant, and I don't know, just with like the simple Tunisian crochet stitch, I didn't feel like it was aligning to the vision that I had, and so I am going to return the yarn from Michael's and do something else with the remaining facets yarn that I have sitting around still. But It was still really fun though. Like, this was a great project to learn how to do Tunisian crochet, and I wish it turned out to be something that I would want to wear, but I still really enjoyed learning, and Tony really is such an amazing teacher, and so following along on the video tutorial was really great, and I do not regret making it just because I did get that new skill set under my belt. So anyway, those are all of my projects that I completed over the last week-ish. I hope that you enjoyed this vlog. I'm sorry it was kind of all over the place. I know I experimented with adding like a mukbang in with Devin and then making dinner. I just kind of wanted to throw in some variety, but let me know if you liked that or if you are someone who really just wants to see the crochet content, because I do want to make content that you guys like. That just about wraps up this vlog. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching me finish up these projects or start something new. It was really fun to just get to check in with you guys throughout the week and ultimately show you the finished projects as they were completed. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and I will be back in the future with more crochet related content very soon. Thank you, bye!